Now we're recording. Memory card is full. Can't see it. Alright, so we have we've chopped up our potatoes carefully without taking off our fingers. We place them on a tray with cooking spray underneath and on top of them. And now they're going in a 200-degree oven for 25 minutes. In.
What are we cooking?
We're making chicken schnitzel and vegetables. Yeah, well, you'll live through the vegetables. So these have already been cut up a bit for me, so they're going. Actually, I'm going to take that. It's not hot water yet. I'm going to put my carrot in first. So I'm going to peel my carrot. Because we're going to boil it, so we need to get the skin off. Now, carrot is quite a hard vegetable, so it's best that you cook the carrot a bit first before you add the rest of your veggies. So I'm going to prep all my veggies, but I'm not going to put them all in straight away. Use my bigger knife, and I'm going to make sticks. You are welcome to cut circles if you like. I'm going to go through the middle, and I'm going to make sticks. I'm going to cut through the end bits. So they're all the same size. So try and get them all the same size. So I'm going to put them in first. I haven't turned that on yet. Okay, and I'm going to top and tail my beans. I'll pull off the ends. Beans are full of vitamin C. And a whole lot better fresh than they are frozen. I hate frozen. Frozen beans are gross.
What's vitamin C do?
Vitamin C helps your immune system. It helps your teeth and stops you from getting scurvy. But it's mainly an immune system booster. Okay, so those are all prepped and ready to go. Let's chop that one a bit more. Now this cooks really quickly, so you want to put that into your water last. Alright, so that's our veggies all prepped and ready to go. This one here. Right, so we are going to make chicken schnitzel. You need a chicken breast. Just going to rinse that. That's where I'm going to put my egg, and we don't want to do that cross-contamination business. So my egg's going there. Now we need to coat our chicken, but first we need to get it to a schnitzel size. Schnitzel is the thin product. I'm going to take out my tenderloin. Let's get the carrot off my knife, and we're going to place our hand on top of the schnitzel and slice through. Try not to slice through your hand. Then we are going to get some glad wrap, some cling wrap. And we're going to give it a bash. So we're going to make it a bit thinner, because at this point it'll be a bit thick. So we're going to put the cling wrap over the top. This contains it. It stops it from splitting your schnitzel in pieces. So you're just going to give it a gentle bashing, just to get it all the same thickness. You want it to all be a similar thickness. You don't want to overdo it, or you'll split the chicken and you won't have. And if you did it without the cling wrap, then you wouldn't. Hello, welcome, come on in.
I've never seen you in action like this.
Never seen you in action. I'm even videoing, so there's even my camera up here going. Alright, so can you see now that the chicken is about all the same width. Okay, so you want it to be schnitzel width. Okay, from here, we're going to coat it. So we are going to use, scroll up, flour, breadcrumbs and eggs. So we're going to use, it says 2 tablespoons of flour. It's probably more like a 1/4 cup of flour because you need enough on your plate to be able to coat your chicken. So you're going to put some on there, and we're going to have breadcrumbs on this bar plate, about a 1/4 cup, breadcrumbs, and then in the middle you've got your egg. So pop our egg in there. And we're going to make sure we get that well and truly incorporated. So you're going to mix it all up so we have no egg white or yolk visible separately. Right, so the process is, I'm going to turn on my back burner and get my carrots going. Okay. So it is flour. So we put it in the flour first. Watching. Flour first, boys. I'm not sure what you're messing with, but...
Oh, we're trying to find out how to make some chicken.
How much what?
How to make some chicken.
So you would add different spices.
Yeah.
So you would add...
Do that?
No. You are welcome to do that at home. Okay, so totally coat your chicken. Get all of the sticky bits covered in flour. Okay, and then you go from the flour to the egg. It's a bit of a messy job. It's definitely a take your rings off situation. Get it all covered. Let it drain off. And then into the breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Make sure now if you didn't quite get all of the egg on there. Just make sure you get breadcrumbs on all of it. Totally coated. And you just keep going until all your chicken is covered, yes?
Aren't schnitzels mainly like processed most of the time?
No, they do not have to be. Most restaurants will do this themselves. So if you are ordering a chicken schnitzel, it's not like those horrible things that Woolies has that has more coating than chicken. The crumbs should not be the main part of a schnitzel. They should be a coating, not more than the actual protein involved in the meal.
They have like corn and stuff.
They can. You can use cornflake crumbs if you wanted to. Anything, you can use panko breadcrumbs if you'd like. I often mix my regular breadcrumbs with my panko breadcrumbs, those Japanese breadcrumbs. They're much nicer. A little less high in the carb loading. But yep, so there's the next one. That was just the little tenderloin. So after giving it a bash, it's quite a reasonable size. And I'm just going to add a little bit more breadcrumb because I've used up quite a bit of that. So I've got it all coated. Yeah, you could put stuff in it. So you could put, like, if you wanted it to be spicy, you could put some chili in your breadcrumbs. Not in here. You could put your salt and pepper in here, but you could put it in the outside coating of that if you wanted it to be more spicy. So I just want to get all the egg on there. So if you were doing a whole family, I would double the recipe that you've got there. Two full chicken breasts, and then double your amount of veggies.
The egg.
Yep, 2 eggs. Yep, double the recipe.
I'm not saying it's everything, I'm saying it's nice. So like,
Just get it all covered in crumbs.
just missing out.
This is a much nicer. Now you can also do if you wanted to chop these up into little nuggets, you could do exactly the same thing to make chicken nuggets. So but you would just coat each nugget. It's a bit messy, it gets under your fingernails, so it's a bit gross. I need that to get boiling for me. This meal should take probably 30 minutes or so to have on the table. It shouldn't take that long. If you're cooking for more people, it's going to take about 30-40 minutes. And you should have it on the table. Right, now my carrots are boiling, I'm going to add my beans, because they don't take as long to cook. This part's done. There. And we're up to cooking our schnitzel. Pardon? Not long. Mrs. Cook is giving me not nice oil. You're going to get the nice oil. I'm going to go with the extra virgin olive oil because it will taste better. And you do not want to overboil your veggies or talk while I am talking. Because you don't want soggy, you just want nicely warmed through and a little bit soft and but crunchy on the inside. Once they get going, I'm going to chuck those in a minute. Right, so we're going to heat this up. And it doesn't take, it's nice and thin, so it actually doesn't take very long to cook. By the time all of your breadcrumbs are nice and crispy and browned, your chicken should be cooked through because you've bashed it nice and thin. You can do anything to this once you've got the schnitzel sorted. So you can top it. How would you make a chicken parma? Who knows what the ingredients for parma are?
You can put there's a sauce and cheese.
Sauce and cheese. So what's the sauce that they put on top? Who knows what it's called? It's like, you can use tomato paste, but it's very intense flavour. Who's ever heard of marinara sauce? It's that, or pastada sauce. It's like a pasta sauce. And then ham is usually between the pasta sauce and the cheese. That is your traditional parma. You can also go the sauce and then avocado and cheese, which is also a lovely option. I really like, that's my favourite. But you can pretty much put, it's chicken, so you could do a cheese sauce. Just a regular white cheese sauce would be really lovely, or a Parmesan-based cheese sauce would be awesome. But you can zhuzh it up many, many different ways. A bit of bacon, but it definitely requires cheese. So whatever you do, add some cheese on top of it. It makes it. I will often do that sort of situation without crumbing, so I'll just pan fry the chicken breast and then top it, so that have an extra, a slightly less layer of in my broccoli. If I can find my lid, I would put my lid on, but I can't find my lid, so. Alright, just get it hot. As soon as the oil is hot, we're going to get our chicken up. Meanwhile, I'm just going to wash these plates. I have something to serve on too. Right, so I've just got my plates that I'm going to serve my dinner onto. Alright, let's do something purple. There goes. So we're going to cook them for a couple minutes each side. Our veggies are almost there. The chips are ultimately going to take the longest time to cook. You could do mashed potato with this meal as well, if you wanted to. There's another one.
Oh, just do potato chips.
Yeah, you have to do chips. So the goal is to get a meal out that's all cooked at the same time.
Are the chips a separate meal for this? Because on the one note there's no name for the chips, or vegetables.
Yes, it does. If you scroll down to the vegetables, potato, 1 medium-sized potato, cooking spray and seasoning. And then other vegetables, 1 medium-sized carrot, 3 broccolis, 6 beans.
Which one is this?
Seeds.
Underneath the schnitzel.
Then scroll down that page. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't work as yours.
Yeah, I know.
If you just watch it cook, you will get to taste.
Yeah, even in my ingredient it doesn't even say potato.
Let's see. No, it's not. It's the same meal. It's just a separate page. It's not a separate meal.
It was a whole different picture.
Yes, because this is the vegetable picture. And that's a bit confusing. So we're getting going. You see how nice and brown that's gone? If you don't do the coating in that order, with the flour as the base, then the egg, then it lifts and peels off. Okay, so you want to put the flour as your base, then the egg, then the breadcrumbs. Yes. If you just did the vegetables, 20 something minutes, because the potatoes will always take a while to cook. I said this meal should not take a terribly long time to cook. It just needs to be a bit strategic so that you are able to get it all out at the same time.
Valentine's Day, just
Starting to brown. I usually turn over the chips because. Pardon? Yes. Don't need a huge amount of oil in here. It will just cook with the heat.
But some of these spices have different consistencies. Like black pepper has black pepper.
Alright, that's cooked enough. I'm just going to leave them in the hot water so they don't get cold. I said the most time-consuming part of this process is the chippies or your roast potatoes. So they're almost there. Want them to brown up nicely. Now, the way you know your chicken is done is if you give it a stab and a swish, the liquid will come out, the juices will come out clear. And you know that they're quickly cooked all the way through. Nicely browned. Take out. And that is done. Now guys, with these new pans, boys, please make sure that you do not